Hey guys, Aubrey here with Pinion Motorsports. So I'm doing a quick update on my 14 bolt rear end. I rebuilt this a month or two ago before my last race, and I decided to put a bushing in for the pinion pilot bearing because I kept busting the pinion pilot bearings out and running them through the ring and pinion gear and messing stuff up. So this time I decided I'm going to put a bronze bushing in. But I built it with pretty tight tolerances, probably only about 5 thousandths, and it got really hot during the race. You could smell the burnt oil, and you could see that it was blackened, and it was actually spinning inside the socket. So let me turn this camera around, and I'll show you what we got and what I'm doing to fix it. All right, so there's pinion carrier. This is the new bushing. This is the old bushing. So this thing was just spinning right around there. It was totally loose, probably lost about 30 thousandths on the inside diameter. Not uniformly. You can see it took more off of, if I can get it to focus, I think it took more off of certain areas than others. And so this thing was just rattling around in there. Still better than nothing, I suppose, but wanted to get it fixed up a little bit better, and I didn't want it spinning inside the socket where it could actually, eventually wear out the cast iron there and make my hole larger. So this is the new one. I opened this up 30 thousandths in overall diameter. So the shaft to the pinion pilot is about 0.1235. And the inside diameter of this is 0.1265. So 30 thousandths over on diameter. Didn't do the oil journals any deeper. I think with that kind of clearance, hopefully it'll be getting oil in there without any issues. And this flat did work well for being able to get the bushing out of there. So I'm going to use a sleeve retainer on this to get it put back in so that it hopefully doesn't spin in there. And we'll get it back together and try and run it some and see if it gets hot this time. So also before I put this back together, I'm going to check this and make sure that this is still within tolerance. Now that it's been broken in, it's supposed to be between 5 and 15 inch-pounds, which I would say it is, but we're going to double check that. And also, before you put the sleeve retainer in, it's good to hit it with some of the surface prep if you really want it to hold tight. So I'm going to hit it with some of that, some sleeve retainer, and install everything. So I had to tear apart the pinion carrier here because I'm getting about 3 inch-pounds of resistance on this, and it's supposed to be 5 to 15. So I'm going to swap out a 12 thousandths shim with a 10 thousandths shim and see if that fixes it. I'd like to be closer to the 15 side since this thing's just getting broken in, and it's already got a lot of flex to it due to it running backwards on the coast side of the ring and pinion. So swap this out, see if it makes the difference we need. All right, so we took about 2 thousandths out of the shims, and we seem to be right on. I'm going to say it's right around 12. See if we can get this in focus. It's a little tricky. All right, time to put it back together. All right, so I got everything put back together and went to go take it for a spin to test this out, see if it gets hot. And I thought I'd check my alignment on my front end since I whacked a tree pretty hard in the last race, and my high steer arm was bent up a little bit, so I was confused as to why it would bend up. But I went and measured the tires, and they were towed out about 2.5 inches. So I did the second half of that race with them severely towed out. There, take a look at this high steer arm here. So I think you can see at this angle a little bit that it's bent up just a little bit. What I didn't realize from looking at it is that it's actually bent in about 1/2 inch. Now that's just mild steel, but it bent in 1/2 inch, and it bent my rim my rim's out about 3/8 of an inch, or my tire is wobbling in and out about 3/8 of an inch. So I got it aligned properly, and I'm going to replace that arm. I thought about making it stronger, but I think I'm going to just replace it with the same thing, so that, you know, that's my weak point, rather than breaking something else. When I whack a tree hard enough, it'll bend that, and I'll still be able to finish the race. I spent the whole race kind of trying to figure out what was going on with my front end, because it just felt a little weird. I thought I was getting a flat tire or something. But here, so let's take a look at the rear end here. Got it out and ran it a bit. Nothing too crazy. And you can see here that there is no black on that bushing. So I won't know until I run it in a proper race. See if I can get this focus. Yeah. Once I run it in a proper race, I'll be able to tell, you know, if we need to clearance it anymore. I think that's going to be fine, and especially since I tightened up the shims in the Pinion carrier, that's going to help to keep it from, you know, pushing on that bushing quite as much. So, you know, I won't have another race until spring, so won't see probably any updates on that. But I think that, you know, somewhere between 20 and 30 thousandths is a good place to start if you want to make one of those bushings. So thanks for watching my videos. Like and subscribe for more content.